Roll up, roll up. I have this very simple set of rules that can be yours for only $37 as long as you buy it before this weekend, and you will make unbelievable amounts of money. Sound interesting? Maybe it shouldn't. Please like or dislike the video or leave a comment below. That will allow me to produce better videos and more of them in the future. So yeah, the system seller's paradox is basically the issue with people who are trying to push, sell, extort, I'm trying to look for appropriate words, money from people for buying duff systems. And generally a lot of systems are written by people who have never ever done it at all in any capacity. Sometimes people have done things and can't really make much money from it, so they decide to embellish and sell it as a system. But typically most of the system sellers are people who have no interest in actually trying to make these things work. They're just looking for a neat marketing angle and a few tricks to try and get money out of people. And of course, there is a huge paradox here, because can you imagine if you buy a system and it says, if this, then that, do this, if that, do this, then that, and everything else, and all of these things. With modern technology and things like Betfair and BetDAC and software like BetAngel, you can automate a lot of those things. So if you say the system is, find a race or a football match like this, when this happens, do this, and when that happens, do that, and if this doesn't happen, then do that. You can automate all of those things really easily nowadays. So why wouldn't you just do that? If the system is profitable, it's got to be a lot simpler to do that. Set it up, let it run, forget about it, and hey presto, there's a massive pot of gold at the end of the day. Now, unfortunately, things like that just generally are quite difficult to find, and if you do find it, you would tend to keep it to yourself. But also think about it. If they say, well, I can't do it because, well, all you do is find somebody with another account, and you would let them do it, and you'd probably give them a little bit of a cut in order to do it, and you would probably fund the account for them. So whether you can do it or not, it doesn't really matter, because you'd find somebody else to do it. And let's say that the system was magically scalable, that you could actually do it amongst 3,000 people or something for small stakes or whatever. Then you could just look at it as an investment, really. You would say, well, okay, I'm going to put £1,000 in this account. It's going to earn £2,000 over the course of the year. If I can do that 100 times, then I'm going to be significantly up. And okay, I'll just cut people in with a little bit of money for that. And you would earn much more that way than you would if you actually attempted to sell the system. But of course, the core issue here is that the people who are selling systems are just trying to do it to make money. They're not good traders or bettors, they don't have some magic system, but they're very good at marketing. But the problem is people always fall for these systems. I don't know why that is. I never have. And probably because I've had to go through the hard work to create profitable ideas and strategies in the market. The last thing that you would want to do really is to just go out and sell them. So I think the upshot of this really is that typically it makes absolutely no sense to buy any systems. And typically you find that fairly quickly, as soon as a new system comes on the market, everybody knows about it fairly quickly. And it gets posted on forums and so on. And I imagine these people will never sue you if you republish the information, because they will then have to admit that it's all a pile of poo anyway. Basically, there's no sense or logic behind it, and they actually haven't made any money. So I imagine that redistribution of these things is very difficult to enforce. I don't believe that it would be possible for somebody to defend it on the basis that it was a rip-off in the first place. But yeah, the system seller's paradox is the issue that if you have something that's good enough, you would use it yourself, or you would find a way of using it yourself, because investing in that and compounding the gains and finding ways of doing that would be much more profitable than actually selling a book itself. But of course, because it doesn't work, there's no reason why they would attempt to use it. And in fact, it is much more profitable to sell the system than to attempt to use it, because they know at the end of the day that it doesn't work. But anyway, that's the system seller paradox. If you're interested in learning more about BetAngel, why not visit betangel.com today and download a free trial.